So our topic name is projectile motion. So I'll go with some general example here. So a monkey is sitting on a tree, and a person, I have to say it as a hunter, hunting the monkey with the help of a gun. He is firing with the gun. Okay. So when he is firing with the gun, if the monkey is sitting at the same place, if he is aiming at the monkey, so what happens? He will be firing at this in this particular direction. Suppose if the monkey is not sitting at the same place, as usual it is a monkey, it won't be quite at one place, so it is falling down, suppose. Then the shooter is still sharp, and he is firing the moving monkey. Okay, then what happens? This monkey as it is falling down, so when he is firing, the bullet which is moving, it will be moving in this particular direction, right? Now if we observe the motion of the bullet which is moving in the air, the bullet moves in this particular curved path, right? So finally it will reach somewhere here on the ground, right? So anything which is thrown into air, any object which is thrown into the air, if it moves only under the influence of gravitation, if the object moves in the air only under the influence of gravitation without any fuel provided to it, such a motion of that object is considered as projectile motion. Okay, so that is all about projectile motion. Projectile motion means what? Anything, not only this gun example. The bullet is fired, which will be following a projectile motion we are speaking about in this example. Okay, now this, what is this u sin theta, u cos theta, and all we will see further in detail. It will come, those who will see what is this h, what is this x, all those who will see. Okay, now so if we go with examples of this, general, what we can say, a projectile means any object which is thrown into air. So if it moves under the influence of only gravitational field, nothing else, then such a motion, in absence of air resistance, such a motion of the object can be considered as a projectile motion. Okay? We can take so many examples for this. Suppose if this we know during World War, this what Hiroshima and Nagasaki was attacked, means they were faced some nuclear bomb. So how would they have done? They released a bomb with the help of a flights in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The nuclear bomb was thrown into it. Okay, suppose if the same example, if a bomb is released from aeroplane, if a bomb is released from aeroplane, so the motion of the bomb, if we consider, it won't fall like this straight. Okay, the bomb won't fall in this particular fashion. So the bomb also, if it is dropped, it will come like this. Okay, so the motion of that bomb also can be taken as a projectile motion. Okay? And this example, a bullet fired from a gun, that also can be taken as a projectile motion. And an arrow which is coming from the bow, that motion also can be taken as projectile motion. And a javelin throw, okay, javelin throw which is thrown by an athlete, that is also can be taken as a projectile motion. Okay, so many examples we can take for this projectile motion. So these are the basic examples which we come across generally. And to consider projectile motion, or to study projectile motion, what exactly we have to take, some assumptions we have to make. What are the assumptions is, suppose if some object is thrown, if it is following some projectile motion, when we are studying about projectile motion, so we should not consider about air resistance. So we think that air is not opposing the motion, and it is flowing or it is moving smoothly, we consider. Okay, and the effect due to curvature of the earth. Okay, so earth will be in the circular path, no, so that earth curvature is not affecting, we consider. Okay, so the curvature of earth is not affecting the motion of the projectile, and rotation of earth is also not affecting this projectile motion, we consider. Okay, and all the points of the trajectory, suppose this is the trajectory means what? The path followed by the particle which is in this motion. So the trajectory, if we see, the acceleration due to gravity, is constant in magnitude all the places. Okay, so acceleration due to gravity value won't change when the object is in projectile motion. These four assumptions we will make, okay, when we are studying about projectile motion. Now, and in this, so if we want to study about projectile motion, so in what is general way of treating this projectile motion is, so the projectile motion, the object will be moving in two dimension, okay, as we know. So x and y plane it is moving, okay? And the two motions, when we are considering these two motions, we will consider, means of course the object is moving in the plane, so only one motion only there, but we will splitting into two types, like horizontal how it is, vertical how it is. Both we will consider and we'll be studying about it when we are studying about a projectile motion. And the velocity of particle, suppose here u is there, no, so the bullet is moving. So when the bullet is moving, so here the velocity of the particle is resolved into two rectangular components. So when we are studying about projectile motion, velocity we will be resolving into two components, and we will be studying how it will be along horizontal, how it will be along vertical. Both will be studied. Okay. Next, and horizontal component remains unchanged throughout the motion. Okay, horizontal component won't affect when it is moving. So when this is moving, horizontal component won't move, only vertical component we will take changes along the vertical component. Why? Because it is moving up, no, that's the reason horizontal we are not taking much changes. Okay. Next, the horizontal motion is uniform motion, we will consider. Horizontal motion we will consider it as uniform motion, and vertical motion we consider it as a accelerated motion. Okay, this point is important. Okay, so this third point, because when we are going further derivation, this point is crucial. So what we are considering, horizontal motion we are considering it as uniform motion, and vertical motion we are considering it as uniformly accelerated motion or uniformly decelerated motion. We can consider when acceleration is decreasing, right? So acceleration gradually increases then decreases, both are included in this. That's the reason this retardation also I spoke here. Okay, so when there is a projectile, so the projectile motion we are splitting into two, horizontal and vertical. The horizontal motion we are considering it as uniform motion, and vertical motion we are considering it as uniformly accelerated or retarded motion. Okay, that is about simply what is meant by our projectile in general. Now we will be having generally we will be having three types of projectile motions here. uh, Here we could see some types of projectile motion. So we are having, as three diagrams I am showing there. So three types of projectile motions we have. So individually from first one onwards I am showing. First one is what? Oblique projection. Okay, oblique projection, oblique projectile motion we can say, right? Oblique projectile motion. And the second one is what? Second one is horizontal projectile motion. Horizontal projectile motion. And the third one is projectile motion on an inclined plane. Projectile motion on an inclined plane, right? So on an inclined plane. So these are the different projectile motions which we have for us. Okay. Now in this oblique projectile motion, and the second one is a horizontal projectile motion. Okay. Now, examples, these diagrams I have given with examples also. See, so what is happening on a flat surface, as presently IPL is going on. No? So when batsman hits, yesterday AB de Villiers was making more sixes. No, of course in this Mumbai Indians also there are so many sixes we could see in the last 2-3 overs. Pollard, right? When they are hitting sixes, it will be the path followed by those ball can be taken as projectile motion. Okay, so here I am giving with example also. So such a motion of the ball in cricket match, if we observe that motion of the ball when it is moving into six, when it is crossing the boundary, such a motion can be taken as a oblique projectile motion. Okay, it is making some angle with the horizontal component. Okay, so this is the oblique projectile motion. Next, horizontal projectile motion is, I gave you one example previously also. If something is thrown out of the plane, Okay, the plane is moving horizontally and from there an object is thrown out of it. So such a motion of the object can be taken as a horizontal projection. Okay, so the plane moves normally only, but the motion of the object which is thrown out of the plane, that can be considered as a projectile motion, that is horizontal projectile motion. And we are on an inclined plane. Okay, so it is not horizontal. The plane which we are standing already, it is an inclined plane. If we throw something on it, okay, so on that, if we throw something, such a motion we call it as a projectile motion on an inclined plane. And for us, for our intermediate syllabus, only we have this oblique projectile motion. So we will go with only oblique projectile motion only. These two we won't discuss. In NEET level, these will be there, horizontal projection and all, right? So I'm covering only IPE level. So only this oblique projectile motion we will be having. We will continue with the oblique projectile motion. In this, if an object is in motion, if a projectile is in motion, the object which is in projectile motion, that object can be considered as projectile. Okay, so now in this projectile motion, so the object is moving in this particular direction. Now here, if I take direction of this in this direction, u, our velocity, initial velocity is u, so the object is moving with initial velocity u, and this is the path followed by the projectile. And in this here, and I'm considering some point P in its motion, and at this point P, it has two coordinates, x coordinate as well as a y coordinate. This u I have resolved into two components, u cos theta and u sin theta. This already I told you in previously in resolution of vectors itself. Now one more important point should be remembered. Previously I said this, when it is the projectile is there, when it is in projectile motion, the motion of the projectile along horizontal, we consider it as uniform motion. Along vertical, we consider it as uniform accelerated motion. Okay, now here we are going to write equation of trajectory. Okay, equation of trajectory. Equation of trajectory. So the trajectory means what? The path followed by the particle which is in motion, the path of the particle, we call it as a trajectory. Okay, so this, what is the equation of the trajectory, we will try to find out. For that, as I told you, we will do along x-axis we will do separately, and along y-axis also we will be doing it separately. So the same thing I will be doing here now. So if we go with x-axis, along horizontal direction, if I go, so the velocity component is what along x-axis, u cos theta. So u cos theta is velocity along x-axis. This already I told you. Once again, if you want clarity, I will tell you. So there is a vector. This is u. So this u I am resolving into two components, right? So that is, if we resolve into two components, this is horizontal component and this is vertical component, right? Now, so this resolution of vectors, already in resolution of vectors I said, and just in short I am telling you here once again. This is theta. Okay, with the result, this vector u is making an angle theta with the horizontal. Now horizontal component if we write, so what do we get? Horizontal component cos theta. Cos theta is equals to this adjacent by hypotenuse. Adjacent is equals to that hypotenuse will go other side and it will be multiplied, hypotenuse into cos theta we will get. That is, so this component is u cos theta we will get. Already I have told you in resolution of vectors. And vertical component, theta opposite is this, and this are parallel. That's the reason this vertical component we will consider it as u sin theta, right? So that is how we will resolve vector. Any vector, if it is there, horizontal we will write in terms of cos, vertical we will write in terms of sin, right? Now, so this u cos theta is what? The velocity of the object, the velocity of the projectile along horizontal direction. Now, if we write what is the x coordinate, if we want to write distance, how much distance it is traveled up to point P if we want to write. So as we are considering uniform motion, for uniform motion, so speed is equals to distance by time. Distance is equals to what we write? Speed into time we will write, right? So that implies distance is equals to speed is what along x direction? U cos theta into time. Into time I am writing it as a t. Okay. So u cos theta into t. This is what is the distance traveled along x axis up to this point P. Okay. Individually I am writing. So better I am writing time expression from here. T is equals to, if we write x by u cos theta, we will get. Okay. So this I am considering it as some equation number 1. This I will be using further. Next, along vertical also if we write. So vertical, what is the distance traveled? Y distance it is traveled. But it is in uniform accelerated motion. So the same distance is equals to speed into time formula I cannot use, as it is a uniformly accelerated motion. For that we will be taking here what accelerated motion means. Equations of motion I have to take. From equations of motion we have s is equals to ut plus half a t square we have, right? Now u is what? Uy we have to take. Okay, this is a velocity along y direction. So uy t plus half a t square we have to write. So s is what? Our along y axis the distance is y is equals to u is what? Along y axis the velocity is u sin theta into t plus half, and acceleration is what? Acceleration becomes acceleration due to gravity. So acceleration due to gravity value is g, as it is going upwards. When it goes upward we will take it as minus g and t square, right? So this is what we are getting for our vertical. Now the same t value I will be substituting here. I will find out what do we get an expression for y. Now, so y is equals to u sin theta into x by u cos theta plus, so here we have to get minus, that minus I am taking out. Okay, minus half minus half g into t. T is what? X by u cos theta, so that I am directly squaring here, x square by u square cos square theta. Now further if we simplify it, so what do we get? U sin theta by u will cancel out here. Okay, tan theta into x we will get. Okay, tan theta into x, and I am writing in terms of positive, plus I am writing minus g by 2 u square cos square theta. This I am putting it in some bracket, and x square I have written, because here x is there. In terms of some x coordinates I am writing. See, this equation, it is resembling, if I simplify, means if I rewrite this expression, so what we can write in place of tan theta value, if I consider it as some constant a, and minus g by 2 u square cos square theta if I consider it as some b. So what this equation resembles? Y is equals to some a x plus this total including minus I am considering it as some other constant b x square, right? So what expression we got finally? We got an expression y is equals to ax plus bx square. Of course you can take this minus also into it. So if we take minus into that, what do we get? Ax minus bx square we will be getting. So this ax minus bx square, we call it as, this equation resembles equation of parabola. Okay, so this equation is parabolic equation. Okay, so now what is the path of the projectile? The path followed by the projectile is parabola we call. Okay, so that is what conclusion we make. So the path followed by projectile, is a parabola. How we are saying it is a parabola? Because we got an expression y is equals to ax plus bx square. This equation is parabolic equation. Okay, so this equation is for parabolic equation. So as the parabolic equation we are getting, that's the reason the path followed by the projectile we are calling it as a parabola, right? So this is about trajectory of equation of a trajectory. This equation is a what? This equation is resembling parabolic path. That's why we are calling it as the path followed by the projectile is a parabolic. And one more expression we have written here by taking tan x common, 1 minus x by r. So here I introduced one more term, r is equals to u square sine 2 theta by g. Okay, This it will come in the next topic. Okay, so again we are going to derive this also. Okay, that I have included here itself. In short, how we can write the trajectory of a projectile motion, right? So we'll go with the next topic. In there we will come to know about this, right? So that is all about our projectile motion trajectory or equation of the trajectory of projectile motion.